Hare Krishna, Namaste.
Chapter 13 is entitled as Kshetra, Kshetrajna Yoga, also as Prakriti Purusha Vibhaga Yoga, also as Prakriti Purusha Viveka Yoga. Sloka 29, Part 2. Samaṁ paśyan hi sarvatra samavasthitam īśvaram na hinasty ātmanātmānaṁ tato yāti parāṁ gatim. In the previous session, we saw this sloka from the perspective of Paramatma. Now we will see the same sloka from the perspective of Jivatma. Sarvatra, meaning in all the bodies, the Atmas are present. As they are present, they are the ruler, the controller, the support for that particular body. The living entity is Yajamana, the ruler, proprietor. Adhara is a supporter of the body where it resides. When these Atmas are not connected to the body, or in other words, not considering the body but only considering the Atma that resides within all these different bodies, they all are equal in their natural state. When one understands this, he saves his Atma by his mind and attain the supreme gati, destination. One who does not have this knowledge does not attain the supreme destination of moksha, rather they get entangled further into the samsara. In other words, they are the destroyer of their own Atma. We have learned in the second chapter that the Atma cannot be destroyed, cannot be cut into pieces, cannot be withered, cannot be burnt into ashes. But when Krishna says here, one does not kill their Atma or destroy the Atma, what it means is not the literal meaning of destruction to the Atma. Rather, it means that by not having this knowledge, one degrade oneself, their Atma, into the samsara, which is as good as killing oneself. This is called spiritual suicide. Whereas a person who has this knowledge, clear understanding of the differences, he does not degrade, destroy his Atma through his mind. So the idea behind this sloka is not to say that Atma cannot be destroyed. That has been already discussed in detail in chapter 2. So Krishna, after so many chapters, is not going to talk about that topic again. So the message here is not that Atma cannot be destroyed, but to convey that one protects their Atma or one degrades one's Atma. Protecting the Atma means providing that which Atma really needs and removing those anishta, undesirable thing from the Atma. The most desirable thing for the Atma is to be happy, happier within itself, not through the connection of the body and the external objects and through its senses. Rather, Atma is always blissful, supposed to be blissful, but due to the misconception, idea of thinking oneself to the body, brings us pain and distress to the self. So, instead of misconceiving the bodily differences to be the difference of the Atmas, he understands that all the Atmas are equal by nature, by the knowledge. When such a person understands this, he does not harm his Atma, his self, by his mind. In other words, he does not drown in the ocean of transmigration, meaning changing from one body to another body to another body to another body. If he is not going to be transmigrated, that means he is liberated. A liberated state is where he is in his natural position, as we discussed in Slokas 13 through 18, that the Muktatma is situated everywhere through his knowledge, his jnana, his consciousness. He is within and without. He is beyond the Prakriti. He is undivided, and so forth. So more one gains knowledge about Atma, one gets elevated and get liberated from this material world. More one gains knowledge about body, one get degraded and get entangled into the material world. Therefore, one must focus more on Atma and less on body. Focusing more on the Atma means we are in a progressive state. Focusing more on the body means we are in a regressive state. Therefore, it is very important that we help ourselves first. As Srila Prabhupada often gives an example of a drowning person. So, a person who is drowning should help himself first rather than trying to help others. This is not to discourage the humanity helping nature, but this is to encourage that every one of us first understand who we are, what are we supposed to do, and how to save our Atma, ourself. If we don't even understand this, then we cannot fully function and help others. And what help that we can do to ourselves? Provide ishtam and remove anishtam. That is, give protection to the Atma and remove the obstacles for the Atma. The protection is given through the proper knowledge that we are learning so far, and that knowledge is received through proper association of saintly people, and the removal of obstacles happens when we start applying what we learn. And this again goes back to the 20 qualities that we learned in this chapter from Sloka 8 through 12. So to summarize, the living entities are present in different bodies. Today, I am in a human body. Tomorrow, meaning after I leave this body, when I take another body, it could be an animal body or a plant body or a devata body, a different types of body. But the Atma remains same. But is sarvatra, meaning he takes different bodies. And when he takes different bodies, he is the ruler, supporter and commander of that particular body. Therefore, he is īśvara, who is the master of that body where he resides, and such person who perceives the Atma in this way does not injure, does harm to his Atma, his own self, by his mind. And through this knowledge, he attains the nature of the pure self. That is nothing but moksha. Moksha in a state where there is no connection to body, no connection to prakriti, which means no connection to three modes, no connection to karma, no connection to vasanas, no connection to the material senses, material objects, which means free of pancha karmendriya, pancha jnanendriya, pancha tanmatra, pancha bhuta, free of ahankara, free of mamakara, free of mahat, free of prakriti. And this Atma is by itself and fully enjoying its own self. This type of moksha is called kaivalya. In the next sloka, the differences that we are discussing among the prakriti and Atma will continue. Samaṁ paśyan hi sarvatra samavasthitam īśvaram na hinasty ātmanātmānaṁ tato yāti parāṁ gatim.
Namaste. Hare Krishna.